Welcome back to Margaret River. We're here for the Drug Aware Pro. Sebastian Zietz, the Hawaiian injury replacement, making his way up the ratings with some strong finishes in the first three events, is taking on Caio, Ibelli, a CT rookie who is right in contention for Rookie of the Year. He's the front runner, in fact. And also Italo Ferreira joining the mix. This is a great heat. Three young guns, guys that don't hold back at all. I think he is really psyched to get his breakthrough CT victory this season. And he gets a right here, but just a little hung up. Must be tricky out there at the moment, Ross, because we've seen a few people struggle. Yeah, that wind is getting underneath everyone's surfboard and just making them feel a little bit out of control. As Caio Ibelli tucks in from the takeoff, not a super deep tube, but Caio able to stand up. One of the bonuses of only being 5'7", but not quite the finish. That wave kind of tapered off a little bit. Yeah, that was a pretty nice little pit, but like you said, he wanted one more section to nail. And also getting tubed from the takeoff, Sebastian Zietz. A bit of foam on the face here, but the 27-year-old dealing with it pretty well. And he gets a better finish than Caio Ibelli. He rips through those carves. He can gauge a big section well with going, to the air. Nice late drop straight into a stand-up barrel for Caio, but he really had nothing to work with. So it's going to be, that score is going to be pretty mediocre. Judges want to see you, throw some big heavy carves on a steep part of the wave. Right behind him, though, it's good to see this wind is straight offshore right now, Ronnie, or it's getting there. It's getting closer to straight offshore, and that's holding these barrels open. So I don't think either Caio or Seabass wanted to get barreled, but they kind of had to. That was what was on offer right there. All three of these guys are so fun and exciting, a lot of energy in the water. Well, a good-looking wave here for Italo. He's going to drive off the bottom. Winds through a nice little backhand carve to get started, then punches the lip. Look out for a big finish. Well, just had to surf what was in front of him at the end of that ride, and the section wasn't too steep, but it flattened out a bit. He actually surfs like a grommet, is what I meant to say. He looks so youthful on the wave. He's buzzing with energy, and it really helps him spring through those sections. He doesn't just kind of hit the lip. He really bounces through them. So three decent turns here. Again, this is going to be much better than Seabass's 5.5, so it should be a solid score. And a big right standing up here, but Sebastian Zietz finds himself in a position. He used priority for this one. Nice carve to get started. Out onto the open face, a bigger version of the same turn. And he's going to kick out before those rocks. An ugly closeout. Surfing very well and just put away an 8.67 on his last ride. And tell us where the points come from here, Ross. Well, first thing, if you notice, Seabass rides a relatively small surfboard, not like Jordy Smith where he has a lot of leaderage and foam. And the good thing for Seabass, he's a strong guy. He is very, he's super fit. He got that passport, hit the QS, and it was took him a few years to get there, but he did it in style, winning the Triple Crown the same year that he qualified. As we see, it's Caio Ibelli taking off now. Well, nice big carve to finish that ride off, but the first turn was mistimed. Wow, waves are on fire. Really starting to pulse in now, this swell. As Italo goes after an 8.45 to get himself into the lead here. And a huge lightning fast backhand whip to finish that ride off. But he got a ton of projection off of that last move. He actually gained speed out of that. Nice snap there. This wave is looking really nice, pretty clean. Second snap got hung up in the wind, but watch the speed off the turn. Wow, that was so cool. That was one of my favorite snaps I've seen in this entire event.
hit it really square. He actually even slid his fins just for half a second. So big, heavy move from Italo. Kind of a crazy choice of moves, or climbing a lip, but a cool layback carve. Just a decent score for Caio, but again, I love how he showed up to each of those sections with no fear at all.
So obviously investing a lot in the final maneuver from Caio. Some movement here. Italo having a look, and he's going to commit. He's got second priority. Caio's going to go left, and we'll stick with Italo as he drives up into that first section. Caio's committed to this ride, setting up this snap, doing well to hold on at the moment, but eventually the whitewater has the last laugh. He goes down.
Really tricky conditions out there. These guys are like riding a wild bull. They're getting bucked around a lot. Wow, nice 12 o'clock vertical snap for Caio, but he took a second, kind of buckled, but then he regained control. One more opportunity. Again, opts for the vertical snap right up in the lip, but took a lot of time to recover. In fact, actually got mowed down by the whitewash, so shouldn't be much of a score for Caio. And there's that wind. That wind is really going into the face of the right, and that's what's getting all that air under the surfboard.
And we saw 3 quarterfinalists already discovered. Sebastian Zietz at this stage is leading this heat. Italo, though, needs a 7.35 to get into the lead. Caio Ibelli, a 6.51 to jump from third. And that comparison of regular footer versus goofy will be gone. So both surfers will be fired up for that clash, no doubt, as we see Caio chasing down a 6.51 with this ride to get himself into the #1 position. Stomps afloat on the closeout and avoids contact with the rocks.
But a nice medium-sized set here. This is going to be crucial for Sebastian. He's really going to want to get rid of that 5.5.
Well, Caio and Italo know that Sebastian's going to use priority if he gets the opportunity. Italo, he's going to go the right. First section's pretty solid. Looks like he might be setting up for something big on the inside here. He's going to take to the air. Almost plants it. His board just got a little too far away from him trying to land that thing. He wanted to have almost like the deck of his board showing to us, because that offshore wind, as soon as his board flicked, Ross, it kind of took his board away from him.
It really did. So much wind right now. It was tough. Very tricky out there. Wow, brutal wipeout for Caio. So much resistance when that wave exploded. I don't think he was really going to get that 7.3 here for Italo. A decent snap, but a small wave. And this aerial, more of a hop. Just a pop right there. Cool how he got really, a lot of rotation out of it. But had he landed it, I'm not sure he would have got all the way to the 7.3.
And Sebastian Zietz, he is just out there with priority, hearing the hooter now, and probably getting the message that he has done enough to make the jump into the quarterfinals. And it has been a long time since Sebas has made the quarters at a CT event. Brazil 2014, maybe. But that is pretty remarkable for the Hawaiian. Injury replacement moving directly through to the quarters. Caio Ibelli and Italo Ferreira, they're going to fall into round 5. It'll be Italo up against Gabriel Medina in heat 3 of round 5, and Jordy Smith and Caio Ibelli fighting for a spot in the quarters in heat 4 of round 5.